Hello. I thought today I'd try something different and record you a message that goes pretty much straight from my head, a little bit of my notes, into your screen. And that's the story of how I turned from being an anthropologist into being a fitness YouTuber. When I was much younger, because I'm still young, of course, despite having over 10 years of experience of being fit over 40, I wanted a fantastic body. Like, I think every young guy wants that. And I got injured in the gyms and doing running, so I torn all sorts of tendons and muscles and the knees. Oh my God, the knees are another story for another time. And it took a while to sort them out. Even an operation was suggested, but anyway, the good thing is I've sorted them out finally. However, the gyms and trying to be fit according to, the body standards that we have now, it really got me nowhere besides getting injured. And I've given up on the whole idea. I really did. At a certain point, I said, well, okay, this is the weight that I have. Those are the muscles that I have. And I'm just going to do what I enjoy, which is, a bit of hiking, a bit of cycling. So that was that. And then at a certain point in time, there came the really dark era of my life. And that was that damn PhD program. Now, that was the worst. And during that time, I was trying to, that stressful situation, I was trying to feel a little bit alive, and I was doing these really long bike rides. They were really exhausting, and I was really pushing myself, and I don't think I knew that at the time, but I think I was severely depressed, and I was just doing things that I could think of to feel like a human. I'm glad that I didn't have a heart attack and die from what I know now about, long drawn out exercise like that. Also, I tried other things during that time, which is cold exposure. I do recommend that, and breath work, and that's cool as well, and fasting. And that I would say, okay, there is another video of mine on it. And, that's, if the other two are like, the verdict is yes, then this one, the verdict is maybe with certain provisos. Don't try to do it at home. I mean, yeah, do try to do it at home, but, watch all the warnings and be sensible. Now, back to my story of fitness YouTuber from an anthropologist. So that PhD period ended with me running away to Taiwan. That was like a reset for everything, and I realized like I'm not as fit as I should be for doing all sorts of different things here, and I was started to try different things that wouldn't require so much time. So this is how I got to do things like Tabata, and I was doing these upside down push-ups, and they were pretty cool, but of course I overdid things. I got this really freaky shoulder joint now. It sticks out like a sore thumb. I injured myself again, but so I started to look at it more systematically, and I've discovered Radio Taiso, which I started doing, and I started doing more research into all those different things that I keep telling you now about on the channel. And that is radiotizer, like I mentioned, which is great for just stretching and feeling more flexible. And when I came here, I realized, like, oh my God, when it comes to flexibility, like, how come I'm so inflexible? Well, everyone here can just drop into the Asian squat, easily, and just with the feet resting flat. I thought, like, how come everybody can do it and I can't? So I was an inspiration to try and, like, be as good as they are. So Asian squat, I recommend it to everyone. A really low hanging fruit of fitness. I started thinking, okay, so here we go. This is the flexibility now. Now what about strength? So I researched it more, and that's how I found out about isometrics, because, as you know, I hate gyms. And then I did more research into, having more strength over time, which is like stamina, that's what they call it. And that was how I've discovered that you can, from a 1 minute workout book by Gibauer, there was a lot of research on things like Tabata, and the fact that you don't need to do so much of it, that about 1 minute of hard exercise, of sprints would be enough, like 2 to 3 times a week. And then I find out from another recent research that it's okay to do even less. So that's my story. That's how I went from being an anthropologist, which I did another anthropological project while I was here. It's called, the paper is called Taiwanese Identity, a Done Deal? ? And I'm going to give you a link in the description. And then I decided, okay, well, I think this is going to be more useful to everyone if I share my knowledge about what I've learned about fitness. And I do hate that word. It's just life. I mean, I have another rant, which I'm gonna do next time, sometimes, about NEAT, which is non-exercise thermogenesis. And that's just a little bit ridiculous how we've separated, fitness and exercise and life. And I don't know, life apparently is just sitting in front of the computer for long hours, and fitness is something you do at the gym, which is, of course, BS. This is fitness. It's walking and running, and running, okay, slow jogging, and doing all sorts of stuff outdoors, and having strength for it, and not being exhausted. All right. Well, I gotta stop, because this is gonna, without a script, this will turn into a rambling, incohesive mess. Hello. So here are the general conclusions from my journey from being an anthropologist to fitness YouTuber. The one thing I've learned is that you really owe it to yourself to fix anything that's wrong with you and any pain you might have, any past injury. It's really the priority. Before you get fit, before you pursue some goal to do this or that, you can't ignore these things. Sort them out. And there are many ways to sort many things out. I was amazed that I was able to sort out my knees, and also I was so happy when I sorted out my shoulders. with the dead hangs. So that's one. Owe it to yourself to fix yourself. Number two, fuck workouts. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say it on YouTube, so I'll bleep it out if need be, but that's basically it. I mean, the fitness industry would have us believe that we need those long drawn out heat sessions, and it's all BS. Bruce Lee trained for strength. His workouts were 15 to 30 minutes, 3 to 6 times a week. And that's when he wasn't doing isometrics, because isometrics took 90 something seconds for him. So ask yourself this question: do you really need to train more and better than Bruce Lee, the legendary martial arts master? If you don't, just lay off, okay? Now, there is a third thing that I'm thinking about quite often, and that is that I'm worried about my friends. I'm worried about my friends, both those who don't exercise enough, which is mostly the case, but also about those that exercise too much, which is the thing that I've talked about a lot on my channel, the fittest people in the morgue, and what high endurance, long drawn out sessions do to older hearts, and how basically those people race towards the finish line early. And that's why we have science. That's why we can find out how to train smart, to be fit and healthy, train for longevity and strength and quality of life, and not some optimal performance, which is you're going to have optimal performance for some time and then you're going to drop dead. It's not a good deal. So you got to remember, optimal performance does not mean optimal longevity. All right, so let me leave you with this message, which is same as always. That is, you don't need to devote your life to doing this, but you owe it to your life to do this. And it's not as difficult as it's made out to believe. And the next episode of the season finale is going to be about the diet, because that's what many people have been asking about. And I will answer your other questions. See you then. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.